Little Brunson in the fucking building. What y'all eating? What Chinese store is this? What store? Hood store? Okay.
Something wrong with that.
Real classy ladies eating the neighborhood pet. Your pet on the way. Eating the neighborhood pet. Look at that. Fried rice.
That's not funny.
Cheesesteak, mayonnaise, fried onion, salt, pepper, ketchup. That's how you do it. Look at this graveyard. Savages out here.
Oh, don't do that. Yeah, that's good. That shit was good. Dear chocolate, happy birthday to you. If it's your birthday, make some noise. It's your birthday, make some noise.
Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Yo, man, shout out to each and every one of my subscribers, man. All my day one supporters that been rocking with me since day one. We like 30,000 views away from a million total views. I'm gonna get that this week, man. I'm gonna get that this week, man. I'm gonna pump the content up, man. I'm back. I was in Philly over the weekend, you know. My sister had a little birthday party. We was out there, man. We had a real good time, man. Shout out to the subscriber that spotted me in the bar club night lounge. I was over there with my homies, with my team, home team, and they just walked up, man, said, "Brunson, what up?" I'm like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? Nice to meet you, man. I'm a real approachable guy. If you ever see me in the city, man, you know, come down, man, pull up, man. You know what I'm saying? We do real chill stuff, man. But we back to business now, baby. We back to business, baby. Oh. I know y'all saw that presser from Doug. I know you saw that presser from Doug, right? Listen, man, he ain't said nothing that I ain't been saying. I ain't see the team work out, and I already told y'all what was gonna happen. Who was the certified studs on the roster? I already told y'all, man. I told y'all who was the must-keep players on the roster. But first of all, let's get to what he said about Carson Wentz. He said his lower body looks strong. Now, coming from a guy that had 2 knee surgeries, once they say your lower body looks strong, you're done. You no longer need physical therapy. Once they say stuff like your lower body looks strong, you're on the path to being back 100%. Carson Wentz is 100%. I'm going to say it right now. He 100%. And there's nothing nobody can make me feel like he's not 100%. No hater formed against that shall prosper. You see, the only thing that they can say is the only thing that they could wish for, Eagles haters, the only thing they could wish for is that Carson Wentz doesn't complete the season healthy. That's all they could wish for. They don't have no other facts based upon why they feel like their franchise is better than ours. That's all they can reach for. Now he back. Now he 100%. Then what you gonna do? They asked Doug Peterson Doug Peterson gave 6 players. I don't know if they asked him or he gave him, but he gave 6 players by name who's having an amazing spring. And it just validates what we've been talking about the entire offseason, man. It validates it, man, about how these 6 players can't be replaced right now. How these 6 players are on their way to achieving bigger and better. How these 6 players are basically the future. Everybody on this list that he named was the future. Now, you know, I'm not surprised by nobody on this list. man. They better watch out, man. They got some now. What does this? I'm gonna tell you what discourages me about the list. After I talk about the people that's on the list, so he goes with Nelson Aguilar. That's not a big surprise to me, man. Nelson Aguilar has gotten better the last 2 years. Every year, the last year he got better, and he got better. But he got better the last 3 years. So if he plays the way that he could play inside that, he got better since he moved to the slot. There it is right there, man. Once they decided to move Nelson Aguilar to the slot, his career took a turn. First they were saying he couldn't catch. He's much more comfortable in the slot. So you're seeing coaches putting people in a position to win. What I preach about from the Eagles staff all the time, how we're the best at that. They talked about Dallas Clark. That does not surprise me, man. I think Dallas Clark is going to be one of our top 3 passing weapons this season. I do, man. I think it's going to go Deshaun Jackson. I think it's going to be Dallas Clark, Deshaun Jackson, and Alshon Jeffrey, man. You know what I mean? I think Zach Ertz ain't gonna have that same monster season because everybody's gonna pay attention to Zach Ertz. And I think Dallas Clark is gonna be able to pick up a lot of that slack in those famous 2 tight end sets. And I'm gonna talk about them 2 tight end sets in my next whiteboard, man. We got a busy week, man. But then let's keep it moving. Then he said Carson Wentz, no surprise. We heard the stories of Carson Wentz dropping dimes, finding people, attacking soft spots, just making right reads. We heard all that stuff about Carson Wentz. Avonte Maddox does not surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all, man. Avonte Maddox showed you he's a starter last year. We had to see it through injury, but he showed us. And that's what I mean by favoritism. I'm pretty sure he showed us this in training camp last year. But we got to play Jalen Mills. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have got a chance if Rodney McLeod didn't get hurt. We would have not been able to see what we saw from Avonte if Rodney McLeod hadn't got hurt. Avonte Maddox don't surprise me on this list. Sidney Jones don't surprise me either, man. A healthy Sidney Jones is the player we all thought he was when we drafted him. When he had those healthy years in college. A healthy Sidney Jones is that player. You know what I mean? So he doesn't surprise me either. But my man, Rasul Douglas, man. It's not a bigger underdog on this team, in my opinion, than Rasul Douglas, man. Rasul Douglas has been the biggest victim of just favoritism. He's been the biggest victim of favoritism. The biggest, man. He should be starting over Jalen Mills without a shadow of a doubt, man. They like how Jalen Mills tackle. Rasul Douglas and Jalen Mills tackling is on the same level. It's on the same level. But Rasul Douglas is more versatile than Jalen Mills. They both don't got the best speed in the world. Rasul Douglas can intercept balls better than Jalen Mills. Rasul Douglas play passes better than Jalen Mills. And that's what I like about Rasul Douglas, man. I mean, and those 6 players, Nelson Aguilar, Dallas Clark, Carson Wentz, Avonte Maddox, Sidney Jones, and Rasul Douglas are who Doug Peterson named today. He dropped those guys' names today as having great springs. Now, I'm disappointed that not one running back is on that list. Now, Miles Sanders has been hurt, but I would like to have seen Jordan Howard on that list for various reasons. You're just now getting to the team. I understand why Deshaun Jackson isn't on that list, because Deshaun Jackson is always going to be Deshaun Jackson. But you know what? I think I understand what Doug Peterson did. Look what everybody on this list got in common. Nelson Aguilar is not a number 1 wide receiver. Dallas Clark is not the number 1 tight end. Carson Wentz is your number 1 guy coming off injury. Avonte Maddox is not your number 1 corner. Sidney Jones is not your number 1 corner. Rasul Douglas is not your number 1 corner. He shed the light on some of the young guys that everybody don't like to talk about. He shed the light on that. He shed the light on our depth. Everybody besides Carson Wentz on that list is not a number 1 guy. He shed the light on the depth. He let you guys know, like, hey, if somebody go down, these young guns can step into those positions. He let you know. He let you know, hey, everything we've been talking about, the depth. Now, other teams, if they coach got to give 6 players, it's going to be more starters than just the quarterback. It's going to be more starters than the quarterback, man. I'm trying to tell you. It's going to be more starters than the quarterback because they can't go into the depth. They can't go that far deep down like Doug just did. They can't do that. You know what I mean? And that's what makes our roster so special. You want to talk about 6 guys making headlines, they're going to talk about the young guys, man. They don't talk about the young guys. That's just us, because we believe in our young guys. Our young guys actually played the role on our team, which is going to make them better vets down the line. Our young guys was in the Super Bowl. Not yet the Super Bowl, some of them. But last year in the playoffs, a lot of our young guys were starters against Drew Brees. They were starters in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Corey Clement was a rookie catching touchdown passes in the Super Bowl. A lot of our young guys stepped up and came to play. You know what I mean? And that's what makes our team special, man. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles.